All right. Hey, hey. Welcome back. All right. So let's take a look at the signs and symbols for the day. And we'll just start. I'm going to use a different deck than usual. We have a Knight of Wands. It could be a very fast paced day, that's for sure. Literally, someone could see fire, hopefully not a forest fire, but there could be just somebody holding a lighter, noticing someone, whatever, smoking, or um, there could also be mindful in the kitchen because I keep seeing it more like around a stove. Um, but things can catch on fast. So I feel like it's going to be a day where, one thing leads to another. Now, in the realm of romance, this could turn into a hot blooded romance. It could go from, you know, a non physical connection to a physical connection really suddenly. Um, we have the judgment card in the reverse. I feel like it's going to be a day where somebody is stunned to discover that they're done wishing for an ex to return. If once upon a time they thought they were still pining for reconciliation with someone, Scorpio perhaps. I mean, this could have been like their greatest heart's desire for the longest time. And all of a sudden they meet somebody new. And you know what? I've actually forgotten the past. This new person is rocking my world in all new ways. I would rather go with the new. We may have somebody could have a white cat, by the way. Someone could also see horses, or they own horses or ride horses, but I'm picturing it more like something about horsepower. I'm picturing it more like somebody's gonna say the word, there's X amount of, horsepower energy to this. It just feels like there is a new attraction. And I feel like it instantly catches catches someone by surprise, catches them, and it's like, wow, I am literally on fire for this new person. I'm hearing Kenny Loggins songs in my head too. Um, I think didn't Kenny Loggins do a remake of I Know Something About Love? You gotta want it bad. If that girl gets into your blood, go on and get her. Um, yeah. Anyway, I think it's originally a 1950s song, but I think Kenny redid it. This we followed up with the strength card, and we've got this powerful, like, shifting of gears, jumping of timelines. By the way, somebody could also either be visiting a grave site, or have a loving memory of an individual. um, but this could be a time where they don't necessarily think with sorrow to something in their past. They may discover that they're having fond, nice memories of a loved one that's passed on, and it could be that this signals the fact that our character is shifting gears. There's a lot of sorrow lifting, there's a lot of clinging to the past that's being let go of so far, and a character who seems to be feeling more feisty, more like flirting. This is more fun play. You notice how this little cat is happy as a clam, batting at the dog's nose. And the dog isn't actually angry, and the cat's not afraid of the dog. It's more like play, sparring back and forth. I almost feel like we've got two people that are going to really enjoy like the mental gymnastics of conversing back and forth. This could be via text, this could be on the phone, this could be in person, but I feel like the real attraction here is that there's a meeting of the minds. There's two strong willed individuals that are very drawn to each other, very turned on by the playful attitude, by the the nature of both of them being like sharp-witted and throwing conversation back and forth to each other. I feel like there's a really strong bond through conversation today. Other symbols right now could also be somebody's got either like birch trees, or oh, the other one, the other white barked tree, maybe aspen, but we've got the sun here as well. So strong Leo energy coming in. And we've had 3 major arcana in a row, only 1 minor. So we definitely can see that things are ramping up, right? We started with the 1 minor arcana, which was a very, fast moving, passionate energy, but then we shifted almost immediately into, I'm forgetting about the past. I don't even want the past back anymore. I'm really liking being in my present energy. I'm liking the dialogue back and forth. I'm liking the playful nature of dealing with this person that I'm attracted to all of a sudden. I'm happier than I've been in a long time. You know, when we start talking to somebody and we enjoy their company and we enjoy their communication, it's amazing how it can like lift us out of the past, lift us out of our previous thoughts. That song by Bobby Darin, What a Difference a Day Makes, only 24 hours. Now there's a rainbow before me where there used to be rain. Um, it feels like that. It feels like, I can't believe it, but this is so fun talking to this new person. I don't feel like this is a person who is like, oh, I'm just totally fickle and first I really want an ex and then I just randomly surrender them because somebody hotter walked in. I don't feel like it's that story at all. I just feel like someone had been clinging to the past for a long time and they needed to be able to see a different potential timeline, a different future. Somebody could be wearing yellow also, something that literally has like fringe or even like feather, or I'm picturing like a little yellow, like almost like a keychain that has like little beads on it or something, or maybe it's a necklace that has like dangling beads, like seed beads or some kind of pattern to it, but there's like bright yellow. Seeing yellow could be a symbol for the day as well that just has much to do with the happier frame of mind that our character is getting into. And again, it's like by the end of a particular fun, bantering dialogue that is clearly sexy, clearly, stimulating, exciting, flirtatious, by the end of that conversation, our character is like, I am literally, I'll never think back to the past. In fact, this was more heartwarming, more real, more tangible, and more exciting than maybe anything I had with an ex. This is more exciting than anything I had or shared with an ex. In fact, somehow in those few moments of conversation, or maybe those hours of conversation with this new individual, I somehow got over the ex. I realized that helped push me down this new road. I do feel like our character is going to be very cognizant of it by the end of the evening. It's like, today I went through a change. I feel like that's how our character is going to reflect. By the way, we could also have, these two individuals that are going to have this great banter, this great dialogue back and forth. One could be a cat owner, one could be a dog owner, or they could be two people that just like see the world through a different lens. There could be something distinctly different about what they do. Like maybe one drives a truck, the other one drives, like a sedan, or something about the difference in what they do. But I feel like they've got some great fun dialogue, sassy, witty, sexy, playful banter. We have an Ace of Wands. Let me tell you, the Tomcat walks away feeling like, I am very interested. I feel like this is a very mutual attraction. And in particular, Ace of Wands is a personal passion. And we've got, the majority of orange cats are boys. So we've got I'll just say a tomcat. Not that it couldn't be a female, but I think there's a greater majority that are born as males if they're orange cats. I think that's the statistics on that. And you notice that they're like, they can't get enough. This is like somebody who's prowling around like, okay, when am I going to see that person again? The person I was bantering with, the person that was fun, the person that I was excited about. I don't know if he knows that he just helped somebody forget their ex, forget to want their ex. I don't know if he knows he just helped the Siamese cat move on from their past, but he knows he's looking forward to either seeing her again. What is that song? When Will I See You Again? That 1970s. Is this the beginning or is this the end? When will I see you again? I don't think it's Dionne Warwick. but it's around the same era. We've got the Nine of Wands. I don't know if somebody swims, but I definitely feel like they may go to the gym, but specifically to swim. And I feel like it's a feminine who does this. By the way, someone could live in an area where they have like an active volcano. There could be, like there's so much, on in any region they can have, activity and then periods of dormant, calm. But this could also be, again, we do see smoke. So smoke, fire, possibly against the backdrop of a mountain. This always feels very like South Pacific to me. But we've got a character that I think is either real fond of the pool, real fond of going out and swimming, but they may live in an area where there is some kind of smoke against a mountainous backdrop, and that just might be one of the other symbols. Also, our feminine could have very luminous eyes. Several times we've got really noticeable eyes on the cat, the dog, particularly on this cat. So I'm feeling like one has brown eyes, one has blue eyes also in this storyline. So what is the overall outcome? I mean, obviously these two meet, they have some fabulous banter. Six of Pentacles. This is the beginning of a real bond. Maybe friendship bond first and foremost, but I could definitely see it shifting into romance. They may have a mutual friend that will help the two of them, either like encourage them to spend time together again, or they discover that they have a mutual friend. I just feel like this is a lovely and unexpected person to meet and enjoy having conversation with. I don't think that this was on the list of what a character thought was going to happen. And I think that I keep feeling like our Siamese cat, our white cat, is our lead character on the feminine side here. She may be somebody that was like going to be spending time at a friend's house, going to be doing something active with a friend or a group of friends, some of whom she'd not met, and that's how she gets introduced to this new individual. That there's all of this kind of like, there's definitely some heat, there's definitely some spice, between them. Some great dialogue, conversation. She discovers she's having a really good time. She forgot to miss the ex, and I do think a lot of it has to do with this new spark. I think she's way more ready than she realized for new love. I think that's what the net result of this is. I had no idea I could be over an ex like this, especially when it's been such a long time that I think she still was hoping to reconcile with an ex. And then one day she meets somebody else unexpectedly, has some great banter, and it's like, I cannot believe this. But it somehow, I think she was holding on to something from her past that she didn't even want anymore, but she hadn't realized it. It's easy to get rose-colored glasses on. We remember something and we think that that's still who we are, and we still want that. This is her awakening and saying, I don't want what it was before. I'd rather have this new person. I'd rather at least meeting a new person and realizing I could be attracted to somebody else is a big breakthrough, I think, for this character, because they realize there are other fish in the sea. And as I say that, somebody could be eating fish for dinner. We'd literally have like a little, maybe tilapia, little fish bone skeleton here. But no, this just feels really, somebody could be going fishing too. I suppose that could have been the outdoor activity. But no, this looks amazing, and it looks like a really nice shift and change. But the biggest message on that is sometimes characters don't realize when they've actually let go of something. This is a nice storyline of, awakening to that. So, all right, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. If you don't already know this, I do the zodiacs as well. You can find most of the other content, the collective messages, the date stamped videos as well for the today's topics. You can find all of those just by going to the playlist tab and selecting from the different respective playlists, or you can just go to the live tab and you'll see all of the most recent uploaded videos.